So as you could see, it did not focus very well on the holly bush berries at the very beginning. The rest of it, was okay. It's 1080p. Not fabulous video. You will get better video from a dedicated camera, but this isn't a dedicated camera. This is a dedicated phone that happens to work as a camera. So from that perspective, it's actually pretty good video. It is 1080p. And so here's a couple of the other things that we have on this phone. It comes, by the way, with a version of Need for Speed on it, and I was playing Need for Speed earlier. It's easy to play and it's a lot of fun, at least at the beginner level. And so Need for Speed, I'll go ahead and let it boot up so you can see what it's like. Okay, I don't know if there's any way to hurry through this. I think I just got to let it go. Okay. I think I just have to let this intro run its course. So you can see the graphics are very nice and vivid. This really has a very pretty screen. The 4-inch 480 by 800 pixel LCD screen is really very good. Okay, I'm going to open the race. Here we go. I'm going to do Chicago track 1. Oops, track 2, I didn't want to do that. Let's go back to track 1. There we go. I'm going to be racing a Volkswagen Golf. And to steer the car, you simply steer it this way. Okay, now we're getting ready. And here we go. Blink, 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 and we're off. Tires squeal. Now the track to follow is these green arrows over here. So you got to follow the green arrows. It was pretty easy to do it at this level. Now the arrows turn yellow around the curve. The car automatically does the right speed. I swapped a little bumper paint with that car in front of me there. He's going to come in front of me again. Touch the screen, puts on the brake. There we go. Yeah, that guy keeps getting in my way. Let's see if I can get around him. Nope, I did a very bad line. So, okay, that's a little bit of Need for Speed on the G2X. I had a lot of fun playing that at my desk, so if you like car racing games, you'll have a ball with that. There's some other games that this comes with, but that's a little demo of Need for Speed. Yeah, if you know my videos here at the Wirefly YouTube channel, you know that I like to run some benchmark tests. I like to run Quadrant and Smart Bench. I'm going to go ahead and run the full Quadrant benchmark, and I'll pick up the test when it's just about completed so I don't waste a lot of time. So this is the last of the 3D graphics tests here in Quadrant. I do want to get the results. Okay, the results on Quadrant for the G2X by Google is 2,393. That's 2,393, which is a very, very good score. I've tested Quadrant a few times on this phone and have gotten scores as high as about 2,500. So that is just about as good as a Quadrant score as I have gotten. I think I might have gotten just a tweak higher with the Motorola Atrix, but it's within the the margin of error. Okay, that is an excellent Quadrant result. Oh, one more thing while I'm on Quadrant. I'm going to go ahead into System Information, and you can see it's running Android 2.2.2. And of course, with the dual-core processor, it is a hard time figuring out what the processor frequency is here in Quadrant. And you can see that it's got 381 megabytes of available memory, so that tells me that the actual memory for the processor is 512 megabytes. Display resolution is 480 by 800. And notice the refresh rate is 72. The faster the refresh rate, the smoother and prettier the display looks. Now, that will make up for, say, an LCD versus an AMOLED display, but it will go a long way into making the display just look smoother and more pleasant. So that's the highest refresh rate I've ever seen on a cell phone. I've seen 68, I've seen 70, and I've seen many at 60, but this is 72, so that's pretty darn good. I like that. Okay, back to the main page, and we'll go ahead and run Smart Bench. And here we go with Smart Bench. And just like Quadrant, I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off and come back when it's just about completed. This is the last of the Smart Bench tests, and if you could see, it was happening really fast. That was the jellyfish test, and the jellyfish were just flying by. So that means that it's got very fast graphics processing. You can really tell with SmartBench when the graphics parts of the test, when they happen really fast, you can tell that there's very good graphics processing. All right, now keep in mind that this is a stock G2X with Google by LG and on the T-Mobile network. So this is stock. This has a productivity index of 2813 and a games index of 2531. Now, if you see the other devices that are right here, those are all devices that have been hot rodded, that have been jacked up in terms of processor speed and so forth, and that's why they seem to be outscoring the G2X. But I got to tell you that of all current phones, only the Motorola Atrix that I've tested comes close to this score. That's a really good score, 2813 and 2531. All these others on here have been hot rodded with higher processing speeds. When you go to something that is a similar processing speed, hasn't been hot rodded, for instance, the Motorola Zoom here is 2963 and 2368. So this is within the same margin of testing as the Motorola Zoom. The Samsung, where did it go? Samsung Galaxy S2 at standard speeds is 3233 for productivity, but only 2087 for games. So you can see that the G2X is right in there with a very solid SmartBench 2012 score. One other thing that I want to mention about the G2X is that it is one of the 4G phones on the T-Mobile network. It is HSPA+, topping out at a theoretical high speed of 14.4 megabits per second. In the real world, you'll probably get somewhere between 5 and 10 megabits. When I test phones like this, the T-Mobile phones, I typically get 4 to 7 megabits per second. I consider that to be an absolutely fabulous speed. Here in the Wirefly building, we are getting 4G. You can see it says 4G, but my experience is that it's a rather slow 4G here in the building. We don't really get very good numbers. I will take this home and see what kind of numbers I get from home. I typically get some pretty good numbers from home, so I'll give that a try. Anyway, this is a review of the G2X with Google by LG on the T-Mobile network. This is a very interesting phone, very powerful, and I think you'll be delighted with it. It's relatively slim and lightweight. It feels very nice in the hand. It's not a big bulky phone, and I think that many of you will be delighted with the way that the G2X works. Hey everyone, this is Bob Kovacs here at Wirefly. Thanks for watching.